أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is Ustadha Amina Blake with you, and I'm so sorry that I can't be there with you today, but I just wanted to say a few words to pass on to you and just talk a little bit about myself, my journey into Islam, and some of the tips that I can maybe leave for you, inshallah. Now, as I was growing up, I grew up as a Christian, and God was always a central part of my life, even though I probably didn't realise it massively at the time. So I was used to religion, having been brought up that way, but also I questioned it. And having questioned the Bible and finding that it was very contradictory to what I'd learned about science in school, I became agnostic, a believing agnostic, somebody who was kind of on the fence but still believed in God. Maybe I was about 14 years old, but God never left my heart. Now, when I was a teenager, I used to pray, and I'd pray in the weirdest way. When I'd come back late after my curfew, I would walk up the driveway of our home and I would be praying, asking God to save me from getting into trouble. And I never really did. It was always answered, although I probably did deserve to get into trouble. But the fact was that I was searching. I was yearning for the truth, what the meaning of life was, and not just what was being given to me by media and school and society and friends. I was just looking for the truth, whatever that looked like. What happened in the hereafter? What happens when you die? What's the meaning of life? Why are we here? I didn't find it in nightclubs, obviously. I didn't find it in the church. I'd already been there. I surprisingly found it through a Muslim friend. And she wasn't that practicing, but she had a copy of the Quran in her home. And there I opened the Quran and I found something amazing. I found something that felt very natural. I opened it with a very open heart and an open mind. Especially nowadays, we have to do that because there's so much confusion and fake news about Islam anyway. Now, me being a skeptic and a questioner, I asked, prove to me that the Quran is the truth, because she's told me that it's the truth. And her next door neighbour came back to me with some verses from the Quran, many verses from the Quran about science and all these amazing things that the Quran presents. And my mind was then full. I connected with it. I connected with the logic, with the truth of it, with its natural feeling and its natural spirituality. Of course, I could find fault with Muslims, but not with Islam itself. It showed me what happened after death. Even the doctors don't have the answers to what happens after death. So being risk averse, I found it more logical and safer to believe in God and to believe in heaven and hell. So even then, if it turned out not to be the truth, then I hadn't lost anything and I'd still lived this really good life. As a new Muslim, I was keen to learn, and that's what new Muslims must do. We must learn from mentors, from classes, trusted people, people like the Turning Point Academy, building the basics first, my brothers and sisters. Prayer, a strong relationship with God, and a strong relationship with your own spirituality and with yourself. Take it step by step. Allow Islam to be in your life organically. It's a must. Remember that your friends and your family will have a range of reactions, from shock or happiness to anger to fear of losing you. So it's your job, it's our job as Muslims to understand that our families and friends have been thrust into this journey that we have chosen. So we must be patient, we must be gentle, we must be understanding, and definitely don't be preachy, because you will literally drive them nuts. My next challenge as a new Muslim was community and finding myself. Of course, it's so important to be part of a community. I'm an English Muslim, and honestly, I lost my culture for maybe around 10 years. I tried to fit in with different communities. I tried to be Pakistani, I tried to be Yemeni, I wore different types of clothes. But actually, the fact was that I was English, and once I rediscovered my Englishness and that my Islam was easily able to fit into being English, that's when I felt the most comfortable, and that's how I've been since. Be yourself as a new Muslim. Islam is for all of mankind. And it enables us to embrace our own cultures within the framework of our faith. Now, I look back at my own journey, 32 years. I can't quite believe where life has taken me. And it's been an amazing journey, from being a new, fresh Muslim at 18 years old to now being a Muslim scholar at 50 years old. And I've been through hard times and I've been through easy times, and that's what will happen to us all. But I've always known and always been shown again and again that God has got my back and that He's looking after me every step of the way. My dear friends, my dear brothers and sisters, I welcome you to Islam, and I am personally here for you. Like others were there for me, I know that Turning Point team is also looking after you and your families on this incredible journey that is life as a Muslim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.